When you think oil and gas in Nigeria, you probably think big names, NNPC, Shell, Chevron, but did you know that some of the biggest oil and gas giants operating right here in Lagos State are owned by Igbos? Yes, proudly indigenous, proudly successful, and redefining the energy game in Nigeria. So today, let's explore 6 powerful Igbo-owned oil and gas companies headquartered in Lagos State. You'll be shocked by how much impact they've made, locally and globally. Let's go. Pinnacle Oil and Gas. Founded in 2004 and headquartered in Lagos, Pinnacle Oil and Gas has grown into one of the biggest players in the downstream oil and gas value chain, trading, marketing, storage and retail. And guess what? This company is the brainchild of none other than Peter Mbah, a maritime lawyer, financial analyst, and now governor of Enugu State. Pinnacle boasts one of Africa's largest offshore intake and storage terminals, a game changer in petroleum logistics. Imagine one man building an oil empire that fuels millions of lives, then going on to govern a state. That's the Pinnacle story. Nestoil Limited. This is the largest indigenous engineering, procurement, construction and commissioning service provider in Nigeria's oil sector. Nestoil was founded by billionaire entrepreneur Dr. Ernest Obiejesi, a proud son of Anambra State, which is headquartered in Lagos. Nestoil doesn't just have an office, they have the Nestoil Tower, one of the most iconic lead-certified green buildings in West Africa. From pipelines to pressure vessels, from drilling to marine logistics, Nestoil is a full powerhouse. And yes, they own a 59-hectare industrial yard in Port Harcourt. That's vision. Britannia U Nigerian Limited, founded by Mrs. Ifejika, one of Africa's most powerful women in oil. Britannia U stands out as a bold force in both upstream and downstream sectors. They were the first Nigerian company to become operator in a joint venture with a foreign partner in their first year, and within 2 years, they bought out their partner. Headquartered in Lagos, their expertise includes oil exploration, drilling, product trading, and subsurface engineering. 3 oil wells in 3 months. That's not hustle, that's strategy.
Set of executive board seats are held by women. View from the top will be discussing this and more with Mrs. Uju Ifejika, Chairman and CEO of Britannia U Group, an indigenous oil and gas company. Thank you, Mrs. Ifejika, for joining us.
Thank you very much, madam.
Mrs. Ifejika is Chairman and Chief Executive of the Britannia U Group, an indigenous group of oil and gas companies. Its core business is petroleum, with operations covering the entire spectrum from exploration to production, refining, trading, engineering, supply, and distribution. Now let's get you acquainted with Mrs. Ifejika before we settle down to our conversation. Uju Catherine Ifejika was born on October 28, 1959. She attended University Primary School in Nsukka, Queen's School Enugu, and Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, where she obtained a diploma and a bachelor's degree in law. She was called to the bar in 1986. For 20 years, she worked at Texaco, which later merged with Chevron, rising from the position of junior counsel to the post of regional company secretary and manager public and government affairs, covering businesses in Cameroon, Togo, Benin Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, and the DRC. She took an early retirement in 2007 to nurture Britannia U. Mrs. Ifejika is a member of the Nigerian Bar Association, a fellow of the Institute of Arbitration and Conciliation, and a member of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators. Let me start by asking you, your company's operations covers the entire spectrum from exploration to production, refining, trading, supply and distribution, which stands it out among its contemporaries in the continent. But have you ever worried that you're biting off more than you can chew?
You see, I don't think so. For the simple reason that we want to have a one-stop shop company. What do I mean by that? Every single one of the companies that I formed after Britannia U, exploration and production, was born out of the experience that I had when we were starting off. For example, the subsurface engineering company came up, data appraisal, came up because I drilled a dry hole and we lost $23 million. So for me, how did we drill a dry hole? Our technical partners then, Energy Equity Resources, they did the data, finding the coordinates where we're going to drill. And then trusting them that they're an international organization, so they have better equipment and knowledge to be able to have better coordinates than the local companies. And we went and drilled, and we found out that we crossed a major fault. And that fault, from the rock sedimentation, if you're a good geologist, you should know that, the sequence of the rock formation, that this particular place where we put our coordinate shouldn't have been one of the selected points. So after that, we got other consultants to now give us new coordinates, and we drilled and found oil. What I did was that I said to myself, if I had a company that is well equipped with all the softwares you can think of, what will happen is that instead of a consultant taking 2 weeks or 3 weeks to QC my data and then to come up with coordinates, my team, because this will be a subsidiary or an affiliate of the company, this is their job, so they will go ahead and go, deal with the interpretation day in, day out. Something you did in 2 weeks and something is going to do in 6 months, there's no way you can have the same result. So that's why we set up that. So every single one of the shipping company, I formed the shipping company because when we drilled, we lost $6.8 million standby on the rig time because the then boat company that we used, Tidewaters, their boats were not okay. So, and there was nothing you could do. The rigs are tied with the vessels. So what I did was I said, look, I can maintain my boat better. And since I'm going to be in this business long term, why do I have to hire when I don't know the state of those equipment? I might as well set up one that meets international standards. I can use it for myself and still lease it out.
And then we have Seplat Energy. Let's talk about this giant right here. It was co-founded by Dr. ABC Orjiako, another Igbo billionaire, which is one of Nigeria's leading independent energy companies, listed on both the Nigerian and London stock exchanges. Seplat powers up to 30% of Nigeria's electricity grid using natural gas. They're not just playing in Nigeria, they're playing global. And yes, they're building a mega gas plant in Imo State. Igbo Energy, quite literally. Moving on to the fifth spot, we have Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited. You can't talk Nigerian downstream without talking Capital Oil and Gas, founded by Dr. Ifeanyi Ubah in 2001. With one of the largest privately owned petroleum storage facilities in Africa, over 200 million liters, this company has played a key role in fuel availability nationwide. Beyond oil, Dr. Ubah is a politician, football investor, and philanthropist, empowering youth and investing in the East. From Nnewi to Lagos, his influence was felt on highways, in depots, and in homes across Nigeria. But unfortunately, he passed away last year. Then, there is Masters Energy Oil and Gas. Founded in 2007 by Dr. Uche Samson Ogah, a businessman turned politician, Masters Energy operates across oil marketing, EPC, power petrochemicals, and is now building a 20,000 barrels per day modular refinery in Nigeria. From marine services to aviation fuel, his company is proof that the Igbo entrepreneurial spirit knows no limits. Uche Ogah's empire is not just about oil, it's about vision, value, and versatility. From Peter Mbah's offshore terminals to Uche Ogah's refinery dreams. From Ifeanyi Ubah's fuel depots to APC Orjiako's global footprint, one thing is very clear. The Igbos are not just participating in the Nigerian oil and gas industry, they are leading it. Which of these companies impressed you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments and we'll see you in the next video.